Call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think I'm going to wait on the adoption of the minutes, Ms. Falcone, because I want to make sure the other two counselors are here, so we'll postpone that till, table that until next time.
Sure.
So we had a Mills Road Water District formation vote yesterday, and 29 people out of a possible 33 voted. The results were 17 no and 12 yes, which is 58% no. So there will be no formation of the Mills Road Water District. Citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens tonight wishing to speak about agenda items? No? Yes? No? Okay.
What are the agenda items?
They're on the agenda on the bottom.
A, B, and C. And we
A,
have
B, and C, and we're in D. Still good? Okay. Town board comments. Start with you, Mr. Road.
Thank everybody for coming. Thanks for those watching. Hopefully your summer's going well, and hopefully we can stay a little dry. Luckily, we haven't had as bad weather as they have had to the east. We're fortunate. All right, Matt, stick to the agenda. Thank you.
Some more?
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for watching on PAC. And I would like to thank everybody for their patience with the Mills Road water situation. You know, we went through the process. It took a while, step by step, and sometimes it's an emotional process. Like Supervisor Wick said, you know, 17 people voted against it, 12 voted for it. Not everybody wins all the time, but we went through the process, we did what we had to do, and thank you for everyone for their patience as we went through that. Other than that, hope you're having a great summer, and I'll go stick with the agenda from there.
Okay. Last week I attended the development committee meeting that the Onondaga County executive put together, and at those meetings, most of it is talking about the impact of Micron to the Onondaga County. And so I'm there, and I'm there to ensure that the things that residents in Lysander are concerned about are going to be addressed. One of the things that I've been able to get some traction on is the 631 bypass. So 631 bypass, obviously, that was in 1972. I saw a diagram of that where it goes from Lysander over to Van Buren. So Rick Zachariah, the new supervisor for Van Buren, and I met with Assemblyman Magnarelli and talked to him about that, and we wanted him to look into it to see if we can get some funding for that when they're looking at the other funding for the rest of the roadways, Route 31, Route 57, Route 11, and Route 81. This would be a perfect time to do that, and he said that he would. I also have a meeting scheduled for August 1st with Senator May, who's our new state senator. Rick Zachariah and I are going to meet with her. But the state DOT, who's in charge of doing the traffic study, is incorporating that 631 and the village of Baldwinsville into that traffic study. So that's going to be incorporated in it, and I think what they're going to find out is that there's a choke point in Baldwinsville that we all know, and the county's plan is to have, there's certain thoroughfares that they want to have, and Route 31 is one, going from Madison County to Cayuga County. Well, if you do that, there's going to be a choke point right in the village. And hopefully that study's going to bear that out. And if it does, we may have the possibility of getting a bypass in at some time. That would probably alleviate 75% of the truck traffic in the village, because right now they're using GPS, and when they get off of 690 and get onto Van Buren Road, they come through the village. If that bypass was there, they would just come right across the bypass. It would also offer some relief for people that live on this side of the village. If they're going over to the other side of the village, they'd be able to use that bypass as well. So I think that is the only option that's going to alleviate that congestion in our village, and right now it does have some traction. So I'll keep you up to date on that. That's all I have today. Department heads, Mr. Zigam. Okay, Ms. Golden.
Good evening. I'm here to report on the spring and early summer activities in the assessor's office. This spring we sent out 400 change of assessment notices, and they were mailed the week of April 17th. Informal meetings with the assessor were scheduled the week of April 24th and May 1st. A grand total of 7 informal appointments were scheduled, which is a record low. Grievance day was held by appointment on Tuesday, June 6th. 7 appointments were scheduled and 6 were paperwork only, which the board reviewed. The town of Lysander currently has no small claim filings for 2023. The deadline to file is August 1st. The town of Lysander has received no new Supreme Court filings for 2023. The only current court case that we have is with Timberbanks Apartments, and that has been filed each year from 2018 to 2023. The town of Lysander final equalization rate for the 2023 assessment roll is 90%. And just for the record and information, Onondaga County equalization rates for 2023 range from a low of 1.55% to 100%, and only 3 towns remain at 100% in Onondaga County: DeWitt, Manlius, and Tully, with the county average level of assessment or equalization rate being currently 72%. The assessor's annual report has been completed and filed with the county and state as required by real property tax law. A copy of that, page 1, is attached to your report, and that indicates a net change in the total assessed value from 2022 to 2023 of $30,556,857, and the majority of those are what we call physical or improvement increases. They built a new house or they added something to their property. That's the majority of those increases. Also attached is a legislative update for changes so far that we've had in 2023. The first 2 were included in the state budget that was passed in early May. The state solar and wind appraisal model was readopted for use in 2023. And just for history, a temporary restraining order had been issued and was in place due to a 2022 court case. And this all occurred after our tentative assessment roll was filed. And no assessment challenges were made on grievance day. We have 1 active, fully functional and assessed solar farm in the town of Lysander, and they did not challenge their assessment. Changes to the senior citizen and limited income disability exemption redefines what is considered income statewide, also clarifies which income tax year applies for that particular exemption. It made it more similar to what we calculate for the enhanced star, so it's easier, hopefully, for people to understand. Gender-specific language was replaced, and the form has been updated, which we're still waiting on those new forms. Onondaga County changes, July 5th, resolution number 100, changed the volunteer firefighter ambulance worker exemption in Onondaga County for county purposes to require 2 years of service instead of the 5 years that they initially adopted. And currently the town of Lysander is at that 2 years. So now Lysander and Onondaga County both match. And you have attached information regarding all three of those issues. If you have any questions or you want clarification, reach out to me and I'll be happy to do that. A couple of bullet points. The town of Van Buren has set public hearings. They did it last night. They are looking at changing their firefighters exemption to match Lysander's and the county to that 2-year requirement. They are also looking at the new income requirements of, I think it was 50,000. Forgive me if I'm quoted the wrong amount. Remember last fall we talked about the new state income limits for the senior citizen exemption. The county is looking at that now, and the town of Van Buren has set a public hearing to decide whether they want to increase those income limits. So that would be something, if you want more information about that, please let me know. And just for informational purposes, I'm scheduled to go to the fall conference for continuing education the first week in October in Saratoga Springs. I have information about that if you want it, and I will report back on what the conference, how the conference went, and what classes I attended after, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Falcone?
All set for tonight, thank you.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on to the regular agenda items. I made a motion to waive the fireworks permit fee in the amount of $300 for the fireworks display for the annual Radisson Community Founders Day celebration on August 5th, 2023.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Okay, this is something we do every year because it benefits not only the people in Radisson, but the rest of the community that's entitled to go and watch the display. So, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to hold a public hearing on August 3rd, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. to adopt local law number 6, amending local law number 1 of 2023, subsection 4D, 122 construction codes uniform.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to accept the Comptroller's 2023 budget modifications for the following: Parks and Recreation, Information Technology, Highway Administration, contingencies.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Then we added motion D, which is to approve the update for their Engine 91 website for first responders in an amount not to exceed $9,000 using ARPA funds. The Engine 91 website allows users to create and join shifts for both EMT and firefighters that serve Baldwinsville. The upgrade includes design refresh, web development and programming, project management, and training.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. I don't see any reason for an executive session tonight. May I have a motion to adjourn at 6:45.
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.